Hi everyone, my name is Ms. Powell and I'm really excited to introduce to you a brand new class for next year called Material Science. So material science is a study of the objects that we interact with in everyday life. So there's a variety of things that we oftentimes don't stop to think about but are really important to how we live. So things like transportation, the planes, trains, and trucks that go ahead and move the stuff that we rely on. Well, sometimes this isn't a very eco-friendly process. So one thing material scientists think about is how can we make transportation more fuel efficient by making those planes and trains and everything else lighter weight. Because if they're lighter weight, they use less fuel, so it can be more environmentally friendly. We also need to build really strong skyscrapers. So we want to have them be tall and be able to withstand the forces of people moving up and down in them, and also things like the weather. But we need a cost-effective way of building these tall buildings. Another issue that we can think about with material science is plastics. Okay, plastic is all around us, and while it has many terrific uses, pollution of plastics is also a really key issue. So one thing that we think about is how can we make plastics that biodegrade in time? Or maybe we can come up with a way that plastics are more easy to recycle, because right now it's a really hard process to recycle plastics. And then finally, things like glass that's in your cell phone, your smartphone screen. How can we make it more durable so it doesn't break as easily when we have a little klutzy moment and drop something? So in material science, we're going to focus on four main topics. The first one is metals. So we spend a lot of time learning how metals act, how we can manipulate their properties. So here's actually a picture of drawing out metal wires. So you take a big, thick metal wire and you make it skinnier by drawing it out. So we'll learn how to do that. Also ceramics, so including glass and clays. How can we go ahead and work with their properties? So this is actually a really cool thing called a Prince Rupert's drop. And the bulb end of it is super, super strong. So you can actually hit it with the hammer, you can shoot a bullet at it, and it doesn't break. But the tail end of it is very fragile. So if you touch it with your fingers, it actually causes the whole thing to shatter. And we'll learn why that is. We'll also spend some time talking about polymers like plastics. Right here I have a picture of instant snow, which is really fun to work with. It's a white powder that when you add water to it expands and it actually feels kind of cold and wet like snow does. Well, this is the exact same polymer, sodium polyacrylate, that is used in baby diapers, okay? But if we stop and think, baby diapers, we don't want them to feel cold and wet because that'd be a lot of cranky babies. So we actually manipulate the plastic while we're making it and have the polymer have a different shape. So that way the water gets trapped on the inside and the diapers still feel nice and dry for the babies. And then the final thing is composites, where we combine together different materials in order to give them unique characteristics. So one of the most common types of composites we have is concrete. Okay, so it's super important for everyday life. Things like bridges, roads, also houses, the foundation of them is often made out of concrete, and we want that to be nice and structurally sound and safe. If we think back to the summer, there was a condo collapse down in Florida, which was a big tragedy, and unfortunately, a lot of people lost their lives because the concrete and the rebar that was supporting that building failed over time. So we want to find ways to make concrete that is more sturdy, that is more able to weather the elements, and we don't have those tragedies happen in the future. So prerequisites for material science: chemistry or honors chem, a C or higher, and if you're taking physical world, a C plus or higher. Also, we're going to be doing a ton of hands-on activities. So if you're the type of person who doesn't like to get up and do things, this is not the class for you. And you also need to be safety focused. So we're going to be working with really hot materials and also really sharp things. So you need to be the type of person who listens to instructions and makes sure you follow them so that we can stay safe as a class. If you have any questions, please go ahead, send me an email. I'm happy to talk with you about this option, or you can stop by my room, which is 328. Thanks for your time, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Bye.